Hi everyone, Chris Tallman here at the Great Horse Performance Center, and today we're going to talk about a piece of putting technology that we have to help our players make more putts. Science in Motion PuttLab, or SAM PuttLab, uses ultrasound technology to measure over 70 different parameters of the putting stroke. Before we get into those different parameters, I want to talk a little bit about Science in Motion. So Science in Motion came out with this technology in the early 2000s, and the problem they were having was how they were going to measure all of this data against what they think is the ideal putting stroke. Everyone's putting stroke is a little bit different, and the only thing that really matters is that ball's going in the hole. But what's going to cause that ball to go in the hole? So what they decided to do was they decided to go on tour with the top players in the world, and they measured data from over 150 players from the LPGA Tour and the PGA Tour, and what they found was this data showed that everyone's putting stroke was a little bit different. But there were some common things that these players were doing in their putting stroke, and they took that information and they created a grading system inside SAM PuttLab, which was going to measure the data that we capture from our players against what is the ideal putting stroke and what's going to help you make more putts. So I'm going to give a little demonstration here. So we're going to hit a putt, and this is from 15 feet. And we're going to see what kind of information this gives us. So right away, on the bottom of the screen, we're seeing that it's showing the direction of the putter face. So if I open it to the right, we can see that it's 5 degrees to the right. If I close it, it goes to the left. Now, this is the putt that I just hit, and normally we'll hit about 10 putts to analyze someone's putting stroke, but at address, this is my aim at address, I was aimed 0.6 degrees open. So from 15 feet, anything under 1 degree open or closed is typically going to be a made putt. Anything greater than that is going to be a miss. So we get an aiming direction. We get an impact, so the face at impact. So I actually closed the face a little bit, 0.2 degrees, but I was happy with that. It would be a made putt. We'll get the direction of the path. So I have a putting arc that comes a little bit to the inside, back to square at impact, and then a little bit to the inside after the fall through. So fairly happy with that. I'm able to see the top view of that arc, so you can see that my forward stroke was a lot longer than my back stroke on this 15-foot putt. I can see where on the putter face that I made contact, so a little bit high on the face, which isn't a bad thing, but it was fairly center, so I'm happy with that. I'm able to see the launch, which is a lot of information for most players, but for me as an instructor, I like to be able to see this kind of information and see what's happening in the putting stroke. So I have a rise as I'm making contact with the ball. I'm able to see the rotation of the putter. Again, I have an arc in my putting stroke, so that putter opens up, squares up at impact, and then closes on the follow through. We're able to see the face angle in relation to the path. We're able to see the dynamics, so the movement dynamics and the tempo of the putting stroke, and we're also able to see the timing. So again, a lot of information. This is basically like a TrackMan for your putter. So it gathers a lot of information, and a lot of times it's too much for the average player, but it's easy to identify exactly what's happening in the putting stroke. As an instructor, I love it. I talk to a lot of players that just go out on the golf course and they don't know how they're going to putt that particular day, or they might be grabbing that old putter that they haven't used for 10 years down in their basement just to see if that's going to help them make more putts. They might be changing their putting stroke or their grip midway through the round because they're just kind of grasping at straws to make more putts. But this is going to tell us exactly what's happening, and it's going to allow us to find a direction that we're going to move in moving forward, an area to focus. It could be aim, it could be the path of the putter, but pretty cool technology. I just wanted to share that with everyone. Reach out if you want to go through a putting assessment and a lesson. Happy to do that with you. Pretty cool stuff, and looking forward to sharing it with everyone. Reach out if you have any questions, and I hope to see you soon.